Hey folks, this is Beth Garrett with Elevating Your Image. So welcome to my Wardrobe Wednesday session. So today we're going to talk about first impressions and why that they are important. And so if you need to make a first impression for employment reasons, or if you're wanting to start dating again, or for some reason socially you need to make a great first impression, then this is probably a really good topic for you to check out. So I want you to stay with me, and we're going to look at a few things that you can do to change your appearance so that you stand out, get noticed, feel good about yourself, and make a great first impression. So but first I want to just say welcome if you're on here live. I really appreciate you jumping on to check it out. And so just give me a hi or hey, I'm here, or just put it in the comments that I stopped by. And especially if you're catching me on the replay, most definitely leave me some comments to let me know you stopped by. You know, hashtag replay, or please just give me some comments. I love to hear your comments about the topic, so I know whether or not what my information is relevant. And hey Debbie, thanks for popping on here. We get ready to talk about first impressions. So if you like the content too, tag me or share me with anyone you think might get some benefit out of this topic. And so today, before we get started, I just wanted to show you my latest flamingo paraphernalia. Compliments of Carol Sexton, a lovely lilac fragrance little packet here that I can put in my closets. Carol stopped by the other day and dropped these off, and I love lilacs. Most of the stuff is lavender, but this is lilac. So my latest flamingo paraphernalia, love it. Gonna use it in my closet, or I put it in my car. So let's just jump in and talk about first impressions. So have you ever met someone who said, you know, I don't really care how I look. You know, it's really not that important. I just like the natural look. You know, I just gotta be me. Well, you know, they should care about how they look. And here's some reasons why they should care. Number one, when it comes to making a first impression, the second you meet someone, they start making judgments about you. And you can't blame people because it's an unconscious thing. And the judgments is heavily centered around your appearance. And probably the primary thing that people judge you on when they meet you is, number one, trustworthiness. Now, and I thought that was crazy when I read that, but people are making judgments about whether or not they can trust you based on how you look. And like I said, your first impressions is heavily based on your appearance, and people make judgments about your intelligence, your education, your economic status, based on how you look. And so I don't know if how many out there has read this little book. And I was going to look backwards because I'm using my phone today. But this is a great little book called Blink, written by Malcolm Gladwell. And Malcolm basically puts this theory out there that within the first 7 seconds of meeting someone, you can actually make a lasting first impression of them. And you can't, like I said, your brain, you reach into the recesses of your brain and you pull out data and you start basing that impression on things that you've already experienced or noticed before in your life. And so other research shows that 55% of that first impression is based on your appearance and your body language. 38% of that first impression is based on your language. And only 7% is based on what you actually say. So as I said on another little video yesterday, your first impression is 50% over with before you even open your mouth, based on how you're standing and how you look. And so if you think about it, your appearance is your visual resume to the world. That's how you are presenting yourself to the world when you go out, and how you're dressed each day and how you look. And so just think about that for a minute. And so making judgments based on what people see is their perception of you. And so if you heard that little phrase, perception is reality, well, that is true. So if someone perceives you a certain way, whether you are that way or not, then that's the way, it's the truth to them. So I mean, it's kind of a mind-boggling thing to think about. But the second reason why you should be concerned about a great first impression is that life is a competition. Everyone is in competition every day with other people. Whether it is getting a job, you're going through a job interview, or if you're going to start dating again and want to get out and start meeting someone, or if you're getting a promotion, or if you're running a social or organization, or even volunteer work, others are trying to be better than you. And you need to be paying attention to how the game is played. It really is a game. And you have a better chance of getting what you want by making a great first impression and by making an effort in how you looked and how you act. Okay, so the third reason that you should pay attention and why a great first impression is important is that you don't get a do-over with a first impression. That's why they call it a first impression. Very rarely would you get a second opportunity to make an impression with someone that it may be important to make an impression with. So, you know, this is the easy stuff, making a first impression. The hard stuff comes when you actually start a job or start a relationship. So this is really the easy stuff to knock out and be prepared for before you go to the hard stuff of it, right? Okay, so the fourth reason of a great first impression, why it's important, is that you can project any type of image that you want with the right tools. Okay, so if you want to be seen as a professional, whether you are or not, then you could still project yourself as a professional by dressing the right way and presenting yourself there. And there is Marla. Hello, Marla. Thanks for popping on. So, if you want to, so have you heard that little phrase, fake it till you make it? Well, that is really true, especially when it comes to appearances. And then, you know, I guess the backside of that is appearances can be deceiving. Well, everybody goes on appearances though. So, but if you want to, whatever way you want to project yourself, you can, if you have a plan and you know how to do it. So that's kind of comforting to know, right? And especially you can dress for jobs, and then you can dress for relationships. Project yourself in any way you want to be seen. And so the fifth reason why it's important to make a great first impression is that it can help differentiate you from the pack, right? This is not a time in your life when you want to be one of the guys or one of the girls and doing what everybody else is. Remember, we just talked about you're in competition for things in life, so you really want to separate yourself out from the pack, and you can do that by making an incredible first impression when you first meet people, especially looking for a relationship or looking for a new job. So what are the things that you can do to make a great first impression? These are some really easy things. First one, you should be neat and clean and well groomed. And if you don't know what well groomed is, message me and we can have a conversation. But I think about that, but I think most people know what that means. You should be on your best behavior with good manners. Don't be obnoxious. And if you're in a situation where it's really important to make a great first impression, don't get intoxicated at that event or wherever you are if alcohol is around. That is a bad idea. So do not do that. Be a good conversationalist. If you don't know what to talk about, go out when you get nervous and you go to social situations, go out there on Google and type in icebreaker phrases or icebreaker tips or icebreaker conversations. There's a lot of information out there that can give you one-liners or things that you can throw out in social situations that can start conversations for you. So I mean that's not that hard. But you know, somebody said to me not too long ago, some friends of ours, they made a comment to me. They were laughing. They said, you know, we're really glad that you were a false first read. Man, can you imagine somebody saying that to you? You were a false first read. And I was very surprised to hear that. And basically I said, well, what do you mean? And they said their first impression of me was that I was very meek and very mild and very quiet. Well, most of you that are watching this who knows me knows that that is not the case. But you know, it made me think about, well, how am I acting when I first meet people? So it's given me food for thought too when going through this exercise. All right, the fourth thing that you need to do to make a great first impression is wear clothing that complements your body type and is appropriate for the situation. You do not want to be wearing clothing that is too tight for you, or a style that makes things stick out that shouldn't stick out, or does not complement your body type. So make sure you're wearing the right style of clothing for your body type. And the fifth thing is wear clothing in metallics, where the colors are complementing your natural coloring. And most of you know that I have my little business here, which I'm doing the video from today, Elevating Your Image, and I do color and style analysis to help people look their best. It really makes a huge difference in your appearance when you are wearing the right colors and the right styles for your body. You know, nothing will make you stand out in a bad way like as there is when you wear like a color that is really bad for you. Especially, I keep telling warm-toned women, do not wear black up around your face. It will wash you out. It will make you older, and sometimes it can make you look sickly. So when you have the knowledge of what it is that looks really good on you, it can really help you in making a great first impression. And so, I do this because I get a thrill out of helping people look their best. And when I see people all of a sudden light up and pop in the right styles and colors, I think, okay, my work is done here. And so it's just a lot of fun, and it helps you stand out and look fabulous. So the next thing to use when you're making a great first impression is use the champion stance. A champion stance, and Cheryl Lackey, if you're watching this, she always says, do the Wonder Woman. Well, that's the champion stance too. So if you're like Wonder Woman, it's like you're a winner. People are attracted to winners. They are not attracted to losers. So if you're standing around like this and your shoulders all slooped over and this woe is me look on your face, you're going to be perceived as a loser. So if you're in a situation where you're trying to make a great first impression, always stand up, shoulders back, and stand there like a winner, and that everybody wants to know you, okay? It'll work. It's crazy. There's another thing out there that I thought was kind of cool that you might want to do if you have any question about how your picture might look, especially, I know we're all interested in uploading great pictures for social media. There is a website out there called Photo Feeler, PHOTOFEELER.com, I think. Well, anyway, you can go to this website and you can upload your picture under 3 categories, either dateable, social, or professional. And so last year when I was putting some things on LinkedIn, I put my picture out there and I was like, okay, well, this is a great picture. I look professional, I look adequate, I look like a leader. But when I got rated, they rated me high on these are strangers will rate you. So you can, if you want to know what people think about you, by just uploading a picture, they will give you feedback. Mine came back that I look professional, I look like a leader, but I was only 50% likable, which I was like, what? What do you mean I'm not likable? Which that was like a really eye-opener for me, because I thought that was a great picture. And of course my husband says, well, you're not really smiling. And you know, people, when they see you not really smiling, you know, then they just think you're not very likable. So anyway, that's kind of interesting little exercise if you're interested in doing that. So what have we learned? First impressions are important and key to helping you get what you're striving for in life. You need an edge, and a great image is an awesome secret weapon to have when you're trying to make a great first impression, either socially or professionally. So, if you need help in making a great first impression or creating the right image for you, then I'm here to help. So if you want more information, just put it in the comments below. More information, please, or if you would like to book an appointment, just put in the comments, I'm interested in an appointment, and I will get back with you very quickly. I stay on top of my comments because I love to check out what people are saying. So anyway, this also applies for men and women. I do style and color analysis for both. So I want you to thank you for sparing your time and jumping on here with me. I love this topic, and I think it is so important. And if you know someone interested in this topic, please share it or ask them to view this video. And give me some comments if you like what you heard. And so come back next Wednesday for another episode of Wardrobe Wednesday. And remember, if you want to enhance your possibilities in life, then you've got to be making a great first impression and elevating your image. So I hope everybody has a great Wednesday, and thanks.